Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, everybody. It is time to play What's My Story? You see, everybody is looking to build a story that has meaning, that has emotion, and that will win them the sale. Think about this now for just a second. What's your signature story? That's what anyone in NSA, that's how they, National Speakers Association, they end their speech with a signature story. And they use it way, way, way too long until it becomes a footnote or a PS. It ain't a poem. It's something that's meaningful that ties into the audience. That's what we're looking at here. So this morning, love Liberty Cheesesteaks, Philadelphia. I look at this and I can think of a dozen stories from where I grew up in Philadelphia. Whether it was a 99-cent hamburger at a place called The Hamburger, or going to the Franklin Institute, or going to the Museum of Natural History, or having my car towed, or buying suits of clothing and being able to bargain with the price. All kinds of stuff. Stories are memories that are stored inside your head someplace, and your job is to recall them, then document them, and then figure out how they work into your sales process. That's the key. So I was taught by Elizabeth Jeffries to go back to the house that I grew up in and picture myself in each bedroom. Well, it turns out I grew up in several places, so now I have a lot of possibilities of going back to Margate, going back to our home on 13 North Quincy, going back to the St. Clair Hotel, or going to our apartments in Woodbury, or going to our homes in Haddonfield, the ones we rented and the ones we bought. I mean, you think of these things and they're amazing. The stories will just flood into your head, but you can't just let them pass you by. The secret in this process is documenting the story that pops right into your head in a Google Doc so that you have it forever. Is there a moral? Is there a lesson? What did you learn? Who did you get it from? What did they mean to you? How can you relate this to your customer in an emotional way? Maybe it's about your growth. Maybe it's about success. Maybe it's about failure. Maybe it's about health. Maybe it's about recovery. Maybe it's about a relative or a spouse or a child. But whatever it is, document it. Now, I've just given you the secret to stories. I'm hopeful tomorrow I'm going to be able to tell you a couple of stories, but I wanted to begin today with a very short, sweet, powerful lesson that talks about what actually happened. Now, you can embellish it just a little bit. You know, the fish that is this big can always be a little bit bigger. And you can add humor, please. And you can put yourself in a position where it garners attention. Now, I used to start my speeches with a middle story. Like, I don't thank anybody. I don't say hello. I walk out into the audience on the platform and I say, yeah, so I'm flying into Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and the plane's 3 hours late and it's raining. And I get out of the plane, there was no ramp. I had to go down the steps of the plane. And when I get out of the plane and it's raining, the first thing that happens is my hair gets all ruined. And I point to some bald guy in the audience and I go, know what I mean? And he's like, oh yeah. And the whole audience breaks up. So I get to this hotel, fancy hotel. I'm not going to tell you the name of it, but it rhymes with Milton. So I'm standing online at the Hotel Milton, and they usually say one of three things to me. Next, checking in, last name. Those are the three greetings at a hotel. And I get to the front of the line and the guy goes, next. And I walk up and he goes, checking in. And I say, no, I'm here for my hair transplant. What do you think I'm doing? Isn't there a better way that they could greet their customers? And what could you use? Welcome to the Hotel Milton. Looks like you've been traveling. Looks like you've had a tough day, but you know what? You're going to have a great stay here. I'm going to make this the best stay you've ever had at a hotel. All you have to do is tell me your last name. Couldn't I have said that differently? But no, they got to piss me off. So I'm challenging you. You have the story. Now you have to create the dialogue in the story, or you have to create the impact of the story or the lesson of the story. Because I would end that by saying, how are you greeting your customers? Just a second. I'll be with you in just a second. Is that how you greet them? Sorry, we're closed. Is that how you greet them? Your call is very important to us. Please select from among the following 9 options. Seriously? Is that important, or is that to piss me off? To serve you better, don't serve me better. You know what? Just serve me live with a human being. That would serve me the best. Now, those are rants. Those are stories. You have to tie them into your message, your lesson, your sales presentation, your process, so that I can get them. And it creates an atmosphere where I go, I like that guy. He's real. He's genuine. He's funny. Let me take a deeper look at his product or her product or service, because I can relate to him. I can relate to her. That's how you do it. I'm not known for my stories because I tell them in a real way. That I don't make up stories. They actually happen to me. Hello? Stories have to be real. Stories have to come from your heart, not your head. And once you tell them 3 or 4 times, you know exactly where the laugh is. You know exactly how to embellish it. You know exactly what to say about it. And you know what the outcome is and the moral. What lesson are you trying to teach me as a result of the story? The story has to have a lesson or it's empty. And it's not a joke. It's a story. And the story contains some humor. Checking in? No, I'm here for my hair transplant. Now, the way they respond to me, the way the clerk responds to me tells me if they have a sense of humor or not. It's unbelievable what a story can do for you. And most salespeople have a bunch of slides and no stories. They buy the story, not the sales pitch. They buy you and your story. If you're ever uncertain about that, just ask a bunch of customers. You buy the salesperson or the product? Well, first I buy the salesperson. Right. The first sale that's made is the salesperson. The first sale that's made is you. Now I'm going to try. I need Ken Walls. I'm hoping he's on today. I need Ken Walls to come on with me this afternoon and teach me how to incorporate slides into StreamYard. And then I'll give you that lesson as well. Cool? Way cool. Bruce, good morning. It's raining like hell right now in Charlotte. They just gave a flood warning, whatever that is. Sailing away on the crest of a wave. It's like magic. Oh, rolling and riding, slipping and sliding. It's magic. Jeff Lynne. So, for those of you who don't know, I promoted a couple of rock concerts when I was little, and ELO was one of them. I'm friends with Jeff Lynne. And this is a lyric from It's a Living Thing. I've been to 20 ELO concerts sitting in the front of the crowd. I have my own place, hanging in the dressing room, making them t-shirts. I have lived my rock and roll fantasies, but thanks for that, Justin. The average salesperson hears only about a quarter of what the prospect says and probably talks themselves out of as many sales as they talk their way into them. But the high producer knows how to discover and interpret the prospect's needs and personal inclinations. In other words, they know how and when to listen. Whoa. Elmer Letterman, How Showmanship Sells. For those of you who don't know, Elmer Letterman is never having met the guy, was my mentor in selling, along with Napoleon Hill, How to Sell Your Way Through Life. Those two people taught me more about sales in a book, having never met them, than anything I've ever studied or read. Howdy from hell. The mere existence of society depends upon work, and as the work is, such is society, good, bad, or indifferent. Orison Swett Martin. Bonjour, gang. Bonjour to you, Mark. Kuna, people respect us only for two reasons. Either we have power or our behavior is helpful. First one is temporary. Second one is permanent. Dude, way to go. Way to go. I mean, just way to go. I'm going to screenshot that one and screenshot Jeff, of course. It's amazing. Yeah. Absolutely unbelievable, you guys. Glenn Bill says, trust is the imprint you leave after an interaction. I totally agree. I like that guy is usually an indication that they're willing to trust you. Not always, but usually. My statement has always been, if they like you and they believe you and they have confidence in you and they trust you, then they may buy from you. And like is the most important. Good morning, Brett Williams. Good football team relies more on harmonious coordination of effort than individual skill. Napoleon Hill. I concur. Brad, I totally concur. Brad Ward, the great Brad Ward. How's it going, bud? Here's another one. Wonderful words of the day. Be happy with what you have while working for what you want. Helen Keller. For those of you who have never seen The Miracle Worker, you might want to take a look at it. It's a Broadway play. I can tell you the whole story. My parents were big theater people, and so my mom, we always had theater tickets for either Philadelphia opening of Broadway shows or actually going to Broadway to see the shows. I'm in the 8th grade. I go to see The Miracle Worker with Anne Bancroft and Patty Duke. It's the story of Helen Keller and how she grows up. At the end of the play, everyone is crying. It's so wonderful. And I'm walking up the aisle and I bump into my 8th grade English teacher, and I'm in the 8th grade. And Mrs. Best gave me an A for the rest of the year, even though my grade did not deserve it. But she recognized me as a student of culture. And I scored. I can't explain it, but The Miracle Worker. The world makes way for a man with an idea. Orson Swett Martin. That's exactly correct. That's exactly correct. Couldn't be any more powerful than that. And Stockholm says two Swedish guys right on the mark, right in the money. Edna, good morning. Where are you from, Edna? Scott, good morning. Snee, good morning. Service support, yep. Service support coaching, it's all about service. Service to others, I agree. To serve is to rule. 5,000-year-old ancient Chinese proverb. To serve is to rule. And Toru, good morning to you, sir. And Toru will get at least 5 good mornings. Oh my gosh. John, good morning. Bradley, good morning. Tim, good morning. Cynthia, good morning. Start writing no matter what. Water does not flow until the faucet is turned on. Louis L'Amour. I like this. Good quote, Cynthia. Tammy, yep. Larry, yep. Peggy, yep. Yep. Polesboro, Washington. Perfect idea. Thank you. Mary, my pleasure. Levis hot dog. Oh my God. Champ cherry soda. I've had a million of them. Crash Brothers. All just popped into my head when you said haggling for a suit. Me too. I didn't know you could negotiate for clothing until I walked into a Crash Brothers store on South Street in Philadelphia, and I tried on a raincoat, and it was $30. And I go, thanks, I'll be back. And the guy said, how about 25 as I'm walking out the door? And I bought it. And I'm like, oh, the price is negotiable. Wait a minute. The price is negotiable. Maybe I could have had it for 20. Aye, man. Man is Jamaican. Aye, man. Unless you try to do something beyond what you have already mastered, you will never grow. Agreed. Ralph Waldo Emerson. I'm telling you what, all of you, you should go look up anything Ralph Waldo Emerson and start reading it. Because if you don't, you're losing out. Guy was freaking brilliant. Unbelievably brilliant. And your job is to discover other people's brilliance, read it, and learn from it. You can do it. Not easy, but you can do it. Manchester, England has checked in. Document and relate Bob. My childhood bedroom would have had a view of Ebbets Field if the structure remained after the Dodgers left. Cool. That's a great story. That's a great story. Growing up Brooklyn. It never leaves you. It never, ever leaves you. When the Brooklyn Dodgers moved to Los Angeles, my mother, rest her soul, still called them the Brooklyn Dodgers. Hi, Tammy. Using photos in your mobile phone as a source for stories is a good technique as well. Why did you take that photo and why is it in your phone? Whoa, very good. Benton, when taking a picture of your recently caught fish, hold it closer to your phone. It makes the fish look way bigger. See, it's funny. Funny wins. People will Snapchat that. They will Snapchat. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Boom. I'm saving it. It's funny. Mannion, you don't start out writing good stuff. You start out writing crap and thinking it's good stuff. And then gradually you get better at it. And that's why I say one of the most valuable traits is persistence. I agree. I totally agree. Beautiful statement. Love this insight. Thank you. The secret to stories. Stories are wonderful. Jimmy, your American flag quote from yesterday was very powerful. I shared it with everyone I talked to. Thank you for that. Whoa. Jimmy, repost it so that everybody can see it. Please repost your American flag quote. Thank you. Persistence. Yeah. Octavia E. Butler. Okay, cool. I'll put it in there. Who's Octavia E. Butler? Well, we'll find out later. One time at band camp. Right. Exactly. When working for Target in college, I used to tell them, be safe on your drive home instead of have a nice day. Of course. It's just a couple of words can mean everything. And I say have a successful day instead of have a nice day. Have a great rest of the week. I don't understand what that means. The following week is going to be shitty? Help me understand that. Oh, you meant have a great life. Isn't that what you meant? Oh my gosh. I've been trying to get a person to help me fix an issue with their product and can't get to a person. I'm about to throw the daggone thing out the window. Well, there you go. Make sure you're on the second floor so it solidly breaks. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Some cool people on this morning. I'm telling you, just check it out. Tom, I stayed at Ritz-Carlton in Amelia Island, Florida last week. I've heard they have a sign inside their office for all their employees to see that says, answer yes now. What's the question? How great is that? The answer is, it's amazing. I set a new record yesterday. I talked on the phone 5 different times in one day. Oh my God. I'll save this. But Walls, I need help incorporating slides into my StreamYard. Can you help me later on today, please? Thank you. Sneed, I learned the importance of quality service kissing ass from you in 2011. What a difference it has made in my sales. Thanks. It is my pleasure. People don't even know our mission statement here at By Gittimer. Sell Jeffrey, kiss ass. We don't put it on all of our literature, but everybody knows what it is. Yep. Thank you, Bob. The story needs to connect your end goal, which should be to establish a solid relationship. Okay. Bruce Greenblatt and I probably have a solid 10 shared stories that we deal with each other. But Bruce and I invented the flounder handshake, which I have taught to 500 other people, maybe more. So it's legendary stories. Fun. Totally fun. Thanks, Brucey. Good morning. I'll do it. Good. Good morning. Gittimer, the only person to be banned from U.S. Airways. Now, that is a story. Yes, it certainly is. Yes, it certainly is. And I wear it like a badge of honor. I got to tell you. One day I'll tell the whole story. My son-in-law is in the Navy, and they sacrifice a lot of their family, sacrifice a lot for our freedom. He's proud to do it. Paula, hats off to your son or son-in-law. Totally hats off. I gave my take on Veterans Day, policemen, firemen, soldiers, first responders. I don't think it's a day. I think it's a practice for every day. It's veterans every day. It's policemen every day. It's firemen every day. It's first responders every day. You don't thank them one day. You thank them every time you see them. My take. Raining like hell in New Jersey. Exactly. Hi. How about having a monitor behind you with the slides you want to show? Yeah, I could do that. But in StreamYard, it gives me the option of doing both. I'll figure it out. If you can control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his action. When you determine, whoa, this is like really serious here. This is really good, Randall. What's the ending? You got cut off. I'll get the ending. You all can just read it and check it out later. Any good books on telling stories? Simon Sinek, Start with Why is great. No, I disagree with that. There are certain instances when you can start with why, but why tends to be a question that breeds a lie. Why'd you do that? Well, I felt like it. That's not the truth. Why'd you lie to me? Well, I thought I was helping you. Really? Yeah, start with why is an interesting concept, but usually falls short of what you really need, which is truth. Ken Walls, if you've not checked out Prezi, Brett, love you. Not a Prezi guy. Great one, Kuna. I agree. Believe me, the reward is not so great without the struggle. Wilma Rudolph. Anyone know who Wilma Rudolph was? Olympian, 1960. Her boyfriend, maybe her husband, Ray Norton, was supposed to be the best, and he won nothing, and Wilma Rudolph won everything. Just saying. Yep. Dan, I was getting a colonoscopy on the day before a holiday. I was scheduled for the last procedure. When the nurse came in, I told her, I'll bet you're glad I'm the last. Oh my God. That is funny. That's funny. Amen, Brother Ben. Brett Williams, yep, used it years ago. I'm just, exactly, years ago. Read 1,000 books and your words will flow like a river. Exactly. Bob, when you love what you do, you have all you need. Bob, I agree. Eddie, good morning. Why is it so difficult to realize that others are more likely to listen to us if we first listen to them? Dale Carnegie said, be interested in other people and they will become interested in you. Boom. Good morning, Joe. Philly. Helen Keller was extraordinary. I agree. In your own words, Jeffrey, the quickest way to gain someone's trust is to make them laugh. Ask yourself, how funny are you? Hint, not as funny as you could be. Study comedy, be funny, study humor. But go back and think about the times that you belly laughed till you cried. It's funny. And all you have to do is decide that it's fun. And people that are just too serious for me, I just can't deal with them. I apologize. I just can't deal with them. I lead with humor. You know that. It's why you're here. It's why you're here. All right, well, check it out, Brett. Whenever I read his books, I imagine that his voice was like, today watching your video, I realized it had nothing to do with your voice. Always good to hear. They're precious lessons in leadership, entrepreneurship, and sales. I've been to Curitiba. I've actually had churrascaria at Curitiba. It's a beautiful place, an unknown place in Brazil. It's very, very, very inviting and warm. I loved it there. Raphael, cheers to you. Jason, there's a book, Sell with a Story. Yeah, exactly. The author's name escapes me. Jeffrey and Jen interviewed him a couple of years ago. I have his book. I'll message you the title. Cool. Yeah, stories sell. Facts and figures are forgotten. Stories are retold. Let's look at it that way. Exactly. Good job. Malaysia is here. Belgium is here. What was the name of the book by Elmer something? It's Elmer, Elmer, Letterman, Letterman. Go back and look at the notes. There's some, Elmer Letterman has 7 books. They're all good. Hey, from Dubois, Pennsylvania. No pithy comments this morning. Enjoying those folks that are here. Hey, Scott, nice to see you, bud. Good one. Bad choices make good stories. Oh, yeah. Margaret Trudeau. There's all kinds of people from England have all kinds of great stories. I think that it was she who had the statement about socialism. Eventually, you run out of other people's money. Hello. Start your day with 3 to 5 grateful fors. What it feels like sharing, you win. Exactly. Phil, good morning. Good to talk to you. Maybe we can talk today. Give me a call. A story is an experience. An experience is an emotion. Make it relatable to the situation to prompt a response. Bob, brilliant. That's a good one. That's a real good one. Been keeping up with you since your Dish Network appearance. Always great. Thank you, Denise. Thank you. I'm a storyteller. Thank you for all the things you bring us. It's my pleasure. Mary, Our electricity was restored during a Gulf storm last night. The wind and rain was vicious. I'm thanking the electric company today for their astounding workers we observed in action. First responders get wet. We learned to haggle on Delancey Street. You know, there was a Delancey Street in Philadelphia too. My dad lived on Delancey Street in Philly. 32nd and Delancey. Isn't that crazy? There's an echo on the line. Mark, log out, log back in if you're on LinkedIn. That will get rid of the echo. We'll check it out again. Exactly. We're about out of time this morning. There's so many great quotes on here. There's so many great people on here. Stories make you human. I agree. Instead of take care, say take a risk. Cool. Us West Coast folks think we're dedicated to be ready at 6:59 a.m., but in Chiba, Japan, yeah, exactly. It's midnight. Toru is motivating force of persistence, dedication. Brad, you are correct. And Toru, thank you. Let's make sure all these screenshots are going to the cloud. Gabrielle can show you how. Thank you very much. Just an FYI, Gabrielle is the proud recipient of her iPhone 12. We ordered them for the whole family. Only one showed up so far, Gabrielle's. So she's on it. Thank you, veterans. Our flag does not fly because the wind moves it. It flies with the last breath of each soldier who died protecting it. I mean, you could read that, you could almost cry. Why are people so disrespectful to our flag? I don't understand it. Maybe they just don't understand what it stands for. Or maybe they need to go someplace else. Just saying. This is phenomenal, Jimmy. Thank you very much for sharing this. It'll go out to the world. Come on, everybody. Copy this and send it to somebody. Please. Copy this and send it to somebody. Please. Screenshot this and send it to somebody. Please. Thanks. Starbucks at Las Vegas Airport when I was given a signed Teal book. Oh, Reese. Oh my God. I know right where that Starbucks is. Isn't that crazy? All right. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. I love giving away books. The Selena Group describes unhappy customers in this warning. I'm a nice person. When I get lousy service, I never complain. I wouldn't dream of making a scene. I'm one of those nice customers. And I'll tell you what else I am. I'm the customer who doesn't come back. I would tell you off and feel better, but in the long run, it's better just to leave quietly. You can see a nice customer like me multiplied by others like me can bring a business to its knees. There's plenty of us. It got cut off at plenty of us, Mark. Put the rest of it on there. Thanks. That's good. Octavia Estelle Butler was an American science fiction author, a multiple recipient of both Hugo and Nebula Awards. She became, in 1955, the first science fiction writer to receive a MacArthur Fellowship, or Fellow. Cool. Thanks. Thank you, Cynthia. Brillante. After her father died, Butler was raised by her widowed mother. Wow. Wow. Love these kind of stories, don't you? They're so inspirational. They're so authentic. That's the whole deal. Authentic is everything. Life is crappy at times, but being able to deal with crap pays well. Exactly. My buddy, had a t-shirt company in Ocean City, New Jersey. And but he lived in Vermont as well. and he had a company that cleaned out septic tanks as a customer, and the t-shirt said, "We're number one and number two." Funny. Jerry, if anybody knows who I'm talking about, put it up. Bruce, you might know. Jerry somebody. Damn. Ocean City, New Jersey. Good morning. I'm listening today in Mooresville, North Carolina. Cool. Jeffrey, I do slide sharing on StreamYard. It's pretty good. I think you need 2 screens or something, 2 computers. Quote by Carter Goodwin Woodson. Okay, I'll save it. That's really great. Once upon a time, there was a boy who was afraid to live far from his family. In fact, he found that away from the family's perks, he became most wanted independence. And yes, it is me. Oh my God, that's so cool. That's so cool. That's brilliant. Love that. Always assume that you are like other humans, therefore expect to find human failings in yourself. Good one, Mary. Real good one, Mary. Just as important as telling a story is getting your customer to tell a story that helps reveal where their head is and why. In storytelling, there's a thing called a topper. You tell a story, and then the customer says, well, that reminds me of, and then they tell their story, and then you find out total truth. We'll talk about that later. All right, you guys, I got to go. Your humor is appreciated, of course. Thank you. Hi, sir. I'm still waiting to respond to my email upon conference or training in Kurdistan. How showmanship sells. There it is. Elmer Letterman. There it goes. There it goes. I'll do it right there. Without power all day and night with my COVID active husband, and I made so much time better with humor. I can get impatient with his moaning and groaning and had to diffuse me. Oh my God, that's so cool. That's so cool. Always laugh when you can. It's cheap medicine, Mark Twain. Exactly. People buy from their friends first. That is exactly correct, sir. All things are difficult before they're easy. Exactly. Bradley, good to see you. No story ever started with, we all had salads for dinner and decided to turn in early. That's hysterical. That is New York hysterical. Always laugh when you can. Oh, Lord Byron said it? I thought Mark Twain said it. Come on. Which Lord said it? What's the status of her switch? It's used every day. She is a master now at Animal Crossings. It is a great program for little kids. It teaches you how to be an entrepreneur and pay your debts. That's all I'm saying. If you have a 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old, buy them a Nintendo Switch, get them Animal Crossings, and you can email Gabrielle Gittimer. If you need it, just message me and I'll get you Gabrielle's email address. Jeffrey, absolutely loving Hippo. Cool. Some technical difficulties or customer service. You see, that's exactly right. This is where you have to be. This is exactly where you have to be. Hippo rules service. And I think the challenge for anybody who's doing this is, can you make it work for you? And Hippo is dedicated to making it work for you, period. I'm going to send this to the CEO of Hippo this morning. Carl DuPont. What's up, Carl? Exactly. Not sure about your remark to say have a nice life. It sounds like you'll never see them again. Maybe you won't. But have a successful life? What's wrong with that? Have a successful day? Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, agreed. Go get him, Joe. Plenty of us, we get pushed far enough, we go to one of your competitors. Exactly. Exactly. That's the it right there. Thanks, Mark. Can't talk right now. Still online. Bruce Greenblatt wants commissions and royalties for every time I use the flounder handshake. The flounder handshake. Okie dokie. All right. Exactly, Robert. It was funny. Twyman, I told a friend that has to quarantine to stay positive, and she said, hell no, I'm staying negative. See? It's funny. It's funny. Yeah, I'm extra innings. Exactly. All right. Gittimer.com. .com/Insiders Club. Would you go there, please, and just sign up? Oop. Almost did the wrong thing. And there you go. We're going to end on that. Thank you very much today. Great day today. Hopefully, I'll be able to share slides with you tomorrow. Peace, cheers, health, sales, fun. Do it.